What's up guys, Anthony Vapes. Today here with my review of the Vaporesso Avenger Kit. Here's the mod. So yeah, disclaimer wise, it's what's sent to me for the purpose of this review from elementvape.com. Don't want to waste time on the intro, let's go ahead and shut into the up close, then I'll cut into the tech testing results, and then I'll be back here with my pros, cons, and whether I recommend it or not. Alright, let's take an up close look at the Vaporesso Avenger Kit. So here's the box it comes in. Box has a little slide out here thing here. You just slide it out. Not really going to go over the stuff it says on the back. But you do get two coils, a GT4 and a GT8. You get an extra glass, USB charger, the tank, and the mod. Open it up. See, the presentation is very nice. Almost like the SX Mini G-Class. You're going to have a USB cable in here. And in here, I have all the other stuff. So you're going to get spare glass, O-rings, and that's it. And there would be an extra coil, but I've used both the coils. You also do get a 510 adapter for the tank. One thing I did want to show you guys, take a look here at this glass very closely. This is the glass that originally came on it. Alright, so here's the glass that originally came on it. I want you to see right here, see the little chips in the glass? So it's still usable, but the reason it's chipped was because this came on with the so stuck to the O-ring that, and I like to take everything apart and clean it when I first get it. So it was so stuck to the O-ring, I had to use a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, to kind of pry it down slowly off of the O-ring. So that's why the glass is like that on the top. So I wanted to show that, because I felt that was kind of important. Alright, so let's take a look at the tank itself now. So here's the tank. Again, if you look at the glass, didn't want to pry it off. It is stuck on there as usual. So I didn't want to pry it off, so I just left it on to show you guys in the up close. Drip tip itself is a standard 810 tip. It does have a spit back guard in it, but it also comes with a 510 adapter if you want to use that as well. Since I'm out of coils, I've already used up both coils on it. The base is, pretty basic base. It does take the smoke style Baby Beast coil. This is a Baby Beast T6 coil. So I'll actually just throw that in there, put the tank together. And there you go. So airflow is on a stopper. And for the top fill, it does have a swivel back. It's kind of like a cross between the smoke and the Mellow 300. See, it's got the one big hole there, and it kind of swivels a little bit to the side. It's not straight back like the Mellow. It works well. I mean, it's got a decent sized hole. And that's really all I got in the tank. I'm not actually going to use the tank today, but I wanted to show it since it comes in the kit. It does take those coils, thankfully. Here's the mod. Let's get ahead and get closer in on it. Alright, so here's the mod. You see right now it's in TCR mode. So it has 1, 2, 3 buttons, plus your fire button here on the side. So with these 3 buttons, this menu button pretty much does everything. I mean, obviously you use this to adjust your temp and stuff. But the menu button cycles through, so in TCR memory 1, there's memory 2, there's bypass, system settings, watt mode, stainless steel, nickel, titanium, and back to the memories. When you're in the memories, you can adjust the TCR by clicking 3 times. It'll allow you to set your TCR how you want. I'll use 9.2 just because. When you're in your watt mode, you can do 3 clicks, and that will allow you to go into watt curve, but again, you have to use this, and then you would hold it. So now it goes into the curve mode, and here you can program your curve how you want it to be. And here's one thing I do have to show you. Adjusting the wattage in temp mode is kind of a pain, because you do have to go into the system settings, click 3 times. and you have to go into variable temp mode, and then you can adjust your preheat wattage. And 100 is the max you can do. So I do have it set to 100. And then we just exit out of here. Yeah, I keep wanting to use those buttons because it just seems like it's normal. Like that's what you should do. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and throw it into the TCR mode. Now let's go over some of the stuff on the mod. That's how you use it. It does have a pretty nice screen with plenty of info. Here's the 510 pin. I actually did disassemble it. It is a good 510 pin. I'll go over that more later. Fire button's pretty nice here on the side and clicky. You are gonna get a check atomizer. Battery door. Not a fan of the battery door. I'm going to show you why. There is literally no place on this mod to grab the battery door from. So I found it best kind of in this corner up by the fire button. Kind of stick your fingernail in and pop it out. But yeah, the battery door should be a lot easier in my opinion to open. It does have some pretty strong magnets, 3 of them. But the battery tray is rather nice. You're not going to ever mess up your wrap. Batteries go in and out super easy. So very easy. Doesn't even need a ribbon or anything. Battery tray is very, very nice. As far as rattle, mod has no rattle to it, no button rattle at all, so pretty nice as well. Let's go ahead and throw a tank on it. So when I go ahead and throw the tank, it's going to ask me a new load or old load, so we'll go ahead and select new load. There you go. Resistance is locked in. 0.17. It's on the Peerless RDTA. Built it up a couple days ago. Working on reviewing this. And that's a stainless steel build in there. And that's pretty much it for the up close. Let's get into the tech testing. Okay, so let's go over the test results for the Vaporesso Avenger mod. So testing was done at 0.11, 0.15, 0.2, and 0.54. At 220 watts testing, we'll do the 0.11 for 220 setting. It was 195. The 200 was also 195, so that's why I maxed out with the amp limit. 175 I got 169, 150 I got 159, 125 I got 123, 100 I got 97, 75 I got 73, 50 I got 49, and 25 I got 26. So the pretty accurate mod that taps out at 195 watts at that low of a resistance. At worst case it was 5 watts, actually 6 watts low here, but for the most part it was pretty accurate. I mean it was only 2, 3, 2, 1, especially so when you get under 100, very accurate. Over it, still pretty good. Alright, the 0.15 testing, I got 215 watts max. At 200 watts I got 199. 175 I got 170. At 150 I got 149. At 125 I got 124. At 100 I got 96. At 75 I got 76. And at 50 I got 50. And at 25 I got 27. So a pretty accurate mod there as well, maxing out at 215. At the 0.2 ohm resistance I maxed out at 220, so it does do its 220 watts to the dot. 200 setting I got 199. At 175 I got 174, at 150 I got 150, at 125 I got 122, at 100 I got 98, at 75 I got 72, at 50 I got 47, and at 25 I got 24. So very accurate mod with the 0.2 ohm resistance. When I went to the high resistance test, the 0.54, it maxed out at 162 watts because of the volt limit. Even at the 150 setting though, it still put out 162 watts. It did hit high with this higher resistance coil. At a 125 I got 134, at 100 I got 106, at 75 I got 79, at 50 I got 53, and at 25 I got 25. So for the most part it hits pretty high at the higher resistances, but it's still not that bad of a mod at all at the high resistances either. Very, very, very good at the low resistance. Taking a look here at my chart and some of the notes I got from my testing. So if you look at the specs, they claim 9 volts and 220 watts. I was able to get 220 watts at 9.362 volts, so it does meet or exceed its the specs that they list. The amps was 42, which is very good for a dual battery mod. Most of them are between 35 and 40. 40 is usually on the higher side, 35 on the lower side. So 42 is definitely very good. It's one of the higher amp resistances for, amp limits for a dual battery mod. As far as my batteries used for the testing, I used the LG HV6 batteries. The soft cell cutoff I measured at 3.4. And some of my notes, the resistance is accurate and stable. It does lock in the resistance. The output is smooth and consistent. The mod gets warm when you get over 200 watts, but never gets hot. Under 200, it stays pretty cool. So very good performer, it dissipates heat well. The high volt means the chip does have a boost circuit because the input voltage is never going to be higher than 8.4, but I was able to put out 9.362. So there is a boost circuit in it. And that's all I got for that. Alright, so now we're back here with the outro. Let's go over some of the pros, cons, specs, and all that other good stuff. I'm vaping it on a Geek Vape Peerless. I'm not using the actual tank it came with. But either way, let's go over some of the specs. For the mod itself, it's 45 by 89 by 28 millimeters. So it will handle a 28 millimeter tank flush because it does have a standard 510 pin. Weight, it weighs 138 grams. It does 5 to 220 watts. It's got a 0.96 inch display. Very nice looking display on it. And it says it fires down 0.05 to 0.5. Doesn't specify in temp. I'm guessing the 0.05 is probably temp, but I don't know. I might do it in power mode, but I don't really test it that low. There's not much of a reason to build that low on a regulated mod. For the tank, I got 26.5 by 56, so it's got a 26.5 millimeter base. 66 grams, a 5 milliliter capacity. There's 5 coil options for it. It does fit the Baby B style coils. Let's go over the coils and the performance of the tank. So I had a GT4 and a GT8, those are two coils that came with it. The GT4 says best at 45 to 60 watts. The GT8 said best 60 to 80 watts. Realistically, nothing was really best for me at all. The coil life was below average. I couldn't even get a week out of either of them. I never really got any good flavor out of either of them anyway. So the coil performance was pretty poor. And there's really not much more to say about that other than it was pretty poor. The saving of it is that it does take the Baby B style coils, which means the Elo, the Procore, the Gnome, the Frogman, the Vapefly Fantasy Mini, except for the Atlantis style one they have. Yeah, a ton of coils like that. So there are plenty of other coils you can put in it. Let's go over the pros and the cons. Oh, actually, nope, let's talk about temp control first, then I'll go over the pros and cons. I'm actually vaping this in temp control actually. So I'm just using the TCR. It actually works the same as the stainless steel mode, so it is the right setting. If you notice, it does say 380. This does run a little bit high. So it's about 50 to 75 watts high, very similar to like the slow amp mods, but it still works great. It's smooth, it's consistent, doesn't give me any issues. You just want to keep it between like 370 and 410 depending on how hot you like it. Some people might even drop it down to like 360, 350. But once you get dialed in where you like it, it's going to be a non-issue. You know, it does stay smooth, consistent, there's no issues with it. I can re-wick myself here. So overall, very good temp control performance indeed. I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely belongs in the mid-range temp control category. Especially at the price point. I mean, I'm not expecting DNA-like performance, but it's very much on par with other good temp control mods in this price range. So let's go over the pros and the cons now. So we got, first pro of the mod is going to be the looks. It is a very nice, sleek looking mod. It's thin, it's comfortable to hold, it feels right-handed. I got the thumb fire button, screen on the outside. There's no button rattles or anything, so it's just really nice. It has a shiny finish to it. So I like it. The build quality is also pretty nice. It does have a nice build quality. There's no button rattle or anything like that. You know, everything feels really, really nice and tight on it. It's a very well built mod. There is a lot of plastic on it. The whole body part's actually plastic. And then you have these like metal doors. I mean, this part's not a door, but you know, you have the metal frame here on the outside and then some sort of plastic here to cover the screen and to cover the back battery door. But it is built really nicely, which goes to my next one. It does have a good 510 pin. I know it doesn't look anything impressive from the outside. I did disassemble it. It is secured from the inside. It's not pressed fit or glued. And it also does have proper grounding. It has a ground wire to the chip. Everything on it's built really nice. It's a very, very well made mod. This part is actually protecting the screen, so if you were to crack this, much like your cell phone, it's actually not going to crack the screen, it's just going to crack this outside plastic part. So it's really, really nicely made. Next pro is going to be the power mode performance. It performed excellent in power mode. It does have a really high volt limit, which is nice, over 9 volts. I was pretty impressed with that. So that gets a pro from me. It also does meet its specs, so it is actually, 220 watts like it says. Next one's going to be the temp control performance. Temp control performance, really good as well, especially for the price point. Like I said, it's not a DNA or anything like that, but it's definitely very good temp control, very much on par with like the Smoat mods and the Leosmo mods and stuff like that. Next one's going to be the Center 510. I love Center 510s. It would have been nice if the model was a little thicker to handle 30 millimeters, but it still handles 28, so I can't complain too much about it. Most people's atomizers will look pretty good on it. Next one's going to be the battery tray. It does have a really nice battery tray, as I showed you up close. You can easily pop batteries in and out. It's not going to damage your wrap. It really works well. It's very easy. It doesn't even need a ribbon or anything. So, very nicely designed battery tray. Let's go over the pros on the tank. Top fill, I do like the top fill on the tank, how it just swivels back. It's kind of like a mix between like the smoke and the LO. So it's a nice little top fill design. It works. I have no complaints about it. Next one's going to be the looks. It does come in 4 colors too. They have a red and blue as well as the regular black and stainless. And it's a pretty nice looking tank actually. 810 tip. Gets a pro in my book. It is a standard 810 tip. The one that comes with it actually has a spit back guard. Some people may like it. I don't really feel either way on spit back guards, so I don't like nor dislike them. And it is the Baby B style coil, so it's compatible with coils from a whole bunch of tanks. That gets the pro in my book as well. Let's go over the cons. For the mod, the battery door is a con for me, like I showed you in the up close. It is kind of difficult to get the battery door off. I wish they would have made it easier. Next one's going to be the menu system. The menu system really needs some work, especially the fact they put in an extra button in the menu system. You think it would make it even easier having that extra button, but no, didn't make it easier at all. It actually makes it harder because that button literally does everything. It's the same complaints I had with the Taro. So yeah, let's talk about the cons for the mod. First con's going to be the, oh sorry, that was the cons for the mod. That, I'm going to throw one more in. It's really kind of a picky con, but 100 watt limit in temp control mode. Doesn't do the full 220, it's limited to 100. Still much better than the Taro Pro, which only had like a 60 watt limit. That was the first Vaporesso mod I tested. This is the second one. And let's go over the cons for the tank. I don't like the top O-ring. It sticks to glass way too hard, like I showed you in the up close. So your glass is going to get stuck on it a lot. It's going to be really hard to get off. I wish they would have designed that better. And last, the big one, the coil performance. The NRG coils, or I guess they call them GT coils, they're just no good. At least the 2 that come with it, they're no good. They don't really give any sort of good flavor or anything like that. I mean, you can use other coils that are better in the tank, so that's good at least. But the coils it comes with are not really that good. Yeah. Now the question is, would I recommend this or not? You guys know I don't like to do a hard yes or no. Let's talk about the mod first. Like I said, this is the second Vaporesso chip that I've tested, and I gotta say I am pretty impressed with the Omni chip. I am. The Taro Pro is very good. It was excellent testing mod. The temp control had a 60 watt limit, which kind of hurt it, but they upped it to 100 watts in this, which should be more than enough for most people. It's more than 80 from the drag, and 100 should be enough for most people, to be honest. So not that big a deal. Like I said, I'm using it with 100 right now. But other than that, the chip just works. I mean, it works great. It works great in power mode. It works great in temp control mode, albeit it does run a little bit hot, but the mod itself never gets hot. It's just a really, really good performing mod. It looks nice. It's inexpensive. So for the mod, I'm definitely going to lean, towards the yes pretty heavily. It's a really, really good mod at the price point. Really nicely built. Just a nice mod at the price point. The tank is, I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy the tank. I wouldn't say it's a bad tank. The tank itself is nice, just the coils are bad. And since you can use other coils in it, it's not that big a deal. You can throw in, the HW coils for the LO, right? I think the LO HW coils. You can throw in the Smoke Baby Beast coils. You can throw in Frogman coils. You can throw in the Vapefly Fantasy Mini coils. There's just so many coil options. There's something out there you're going to like that's going to be better than it. So if you bought it as a kit, I wouldn't mind paying extra $10 for the tank, knowing that I can just buy better coils for it. But I mean, I wouldn't buy the tank separately in itself. It really depends on how much extra it is for the tank than it is for the kit. Or if you just plan on using, different coils, or you want one of those sub-ohm tanks that takes all the different coils. So it really depends on your preference. Like I said, the tank itself is pretty nice. It has a couple, quirks to it, but it's mostly just the coils. The only reason I didn't really like the tank. If the coils performed better, I probably would have given it a yes. As it stands for the tank, it gets a 50-50. If you buy it in the kit, you have it, why not? You can use other coils in it, but I wouldn't personally go out and buy separately just the tank. As a kit though, I think the kit's worth the money, because like I said, you can put whatever coils in it, or just put a rebuildable on it like I'm vaping right now, the Peerless. And save the tank for whenever you're just feeling lazy and don't feel like building. So yeah, that's all I got for the pros and cons and my recommendations. Very good mod. I'm very impressed with Vaporesso lately. I am. I think that they're a brand that's actually putting out some pretty good quality stuff and not a million things of questionable quality. They're not putting out that many mods and stuff. They're just like, yeah, here's a mod here, here's a mod there, but they're good. They're good quality. They work. So I take that over a company that's throwing out 20 mods, every year, and maybe a couple of them are good and the rest are junk. That's just my opinion on it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, I want to thank Element Vape for sending me this for the purpose of the review. I will go ahead and throw down a link to the product below on their site. And it's not an affiliate link, it's just a link. I don't roll like that. Other than that, feel free to comment down below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. Reviews I got coming this week. Tomorrow I'll be doing the Smoke GX24, and Wednesday I'll be doing the Free Max Fire Loop, and I'll also be doing a giveaway on my channel for the Free Max Fire Loop, so you won't have to go to any other site for the giveaway. So I thought that was cool. Quick time for a story. Hopefully you guys got a minute. If not, feel free to skip past it, whatever. So I'm only doing 3 videos I have to do this week. I'm not going to do a full 5 videos because I ran into some issues again with the audio. I ran around to 3 stores today, and I know I waited till the last minute. Could have ordered stuff on Amazon, but I ran around to 3 stores today. I bought a mixer, I bought a microphone, I bought adapters, I bought all this stuff. Got it all home. Didn't really get time to test it until right when I was going to record. Try to test everything, and it does not work. Doesn't work. So that means I gotta now go bring it all back, and I gotta go order something else to try to get the audio fixed. So hopefully it's okay. I'm also trying a different angle with the lighting. The lighting looks better. I do see I have a shadow on my back, but outside of the shadow, it looks like I am lit up a lot better. I don't have the eclipse effect, as someone called it, where like half my face is dark and half is light. So that's a little better. And I'll play around with different angles in the room of where I'm going to put the camera and the lighting and whatnot until I get it right. But hopefully the audio is okay. If it's not, let me know. But like I said, I'm going to keep trying stuff until I get the audio right. I just am. Eventually I will get this down. And then when I do, I don't have to worry about it. It's fixed for life. But it has been kind of rough since my main setup wound up breaking. And I've been scrambling to try to keep putting out videos while figuring out exactly how to do it. I'm far from an audio video expert, which I'm sure you guys know from watching the videos. I mean, it's not like it's some top secret. Not really my forte. I've got other things I'm good at, like reviewing mods. Anyway, give me a subscribe. I'll throw a button somewhere up here in one of these spots. I'll put some links to some videos here as well. This is Anthony Vapes, as always, keeping it honest. Hopefully you guys can say you're doing the same, and I will catch you on my next review tomorrow for the GX24.